So they build this ice playgrounds where kids and families can come and play during all these festivities and carnival. It's a huge holiday. um, we say bye to winter. Like at the end of winter, they I don't even know what they refer to as, but it's they build this giant doll that represents winter, and they gather people around and they burn it just to say bye to winter, and then again they have festivities and it's a whole carnival. So it's and I think that's what really helps Russian spirit to remain strong, because a lot of you know a lot of sad and negative events are going on right now. So this is really, I think, what pulled Russia through you know so much. It's this customs, this tradition, the celebration. They know that there will be a happy day, and they come to it all together and they celebrate it, and the day doesn't look so bad anymore, and then they
Yeah.
go back to their lives. And but the really main example I wanted to share is, and Mark likes to talk about it, how we just like to host people. So it's like if someone, first of all, nobody gives you heads up or makes an appointment with you. Anyone can just come by, and even before phones, at least now they can text you, hey, are you going to be around? So at least they know that you're home.
Yeah.
But before phones, it's just knock on the door, and so you just see, a few friends just come by and just, hey, and it can be just something quick, right? So they're saying, hey, we wanted to come by and see if we could borrow this or give you this or just catch up on you, or check on you. So and um, that just, so you bring these people in, and you cannot let them go without at least a cup of tea. And so you right away, that means that they will stay for an hour at least. So you bring them in, and you put the tea kettle on, and so you take care of business, and then of course they stay. um, of course you will ask them if they would like to stay for a cup of tea. It's always a yes, even though you think it's going to be 15-20 minutes. So they stay for a tea, and like my husband likes to say, and before you know, they're having dinner with you.
Yeah.
Because you start with a tea, and then the conversations. We like to talk. We're big talkers, so well, I don't know if everyone, but we like to, when we meet with friends. It's like I I don't know if I need to do that, but I like to change subject throughout. But like with my cousin, we leave WhatsApp messages, so it's like every day she leaves me one, then I respond. So we don't even see each other. I mean, we live in different cultures, and countries, and we already shared all the big news. But this is just talking about daily stuff. We like to share, we like to talk. We're not as private like this culture is. So we share stuff. It may not be a great idea because you share with one, the whole family knows, but that's how it is. It's part of the culture. Like everybody knows your business, and that's okay. And I'm talking about family, of course. I mean, we're not going to tell the world, but so it starts with having a cup of tea, and all of a sudden we're into this. Oh, you haven't heard about it? Okay, well, okay, tea is done. Let's bring some salami and cheeses, and have a little snack. And of course with snack we're gonna have a couple of drinks. And so now the conversation grows, and now we're just remembering the good old times when, because all my friends are, of course, from my childhood, from school, and with some of them I haven't, or let's say some of them I hadn't seen at that point for too long. So we got to catch up on each other's lives, and that's how all of a sudden, well, they're hungry, so do you want to stay for dinner? And it grows. So we host guests and people, so we like to talk, we like to eat, and food is another big part of our culture. And like this is a new question, our customs. It's, you can't just have a tea. You can't have just a couple of candies with the tea. No, you have to cover the table. We like to share food. Sharing food, and when I went back to visit my mom, my last couple of visits to Russia, I couldn't get it. This is what I missed the most, even though I can get a lot of things in international stores here, but it's either more Armenian because there's a big Armenian community here, or it's not a big selection. So the first thing I did when I went to Russia is like I went and I bought what I missed and what I haven't had here, or let's say not
What's not available.
not the same variety.
Or like what's not like available.
Yeah, what's not available. And that's what I did. And we like food so much that even our stores, which just massive stores, because again, we like to eat. There's everything. You can buy from the basic groceries to made food already, and it's good food. So I can go and I can buy a fried fish and pickled herring. I know it sounds weird, but it's like a big part of the tradition. And pickles and pickled tomatoes and pickled cucumbers and anything from like appetizer to a cake. And it's not a specialty store or a little cafe where you can buy it, like Marie Callender's, you can eat there, but you can also buy it by. No, this is a regular grocery store where you can make anything you want, and then you can buy food that's ready. So, and that's because we like to celebrate. So if you're out of time, you go in. Like when we visited one of my friends, we just went to one of the stores by her house, and we bought everything we need for the table, so she doesn't have to cook, and it was excellent food, and that was a celebration. But again, even during my visit, I know I'm probably running out of time, but even during my visit, of course, everybody wanted to see me, and we had to schedule it like family or friends per day. I was there for 2 weeks or maybe even 3 weeks, but I had to spend it with my mom. So I had to, I had to schedule my visits because I knew it's going to be, even if they invited you for a cup of coffee, I knew it's a day event.
Yeah,
nothing ends up with a cup of coffee. You go in and you try to schedule it around noon, and then you leave at 9 p.m. only because you don't want to be home too late. First of all, we have a lot to share, but you cannot gather everyone and just do big one party because they will take offense. They have to host you separately. So this is a big deal. They will share their food. They will share their news. They don't want it to be
like a big party.
So that's why I cannot invite all of them to my house. So it's an honor for them to, and that's actually touches one of the other questions. So honor and shame and all that. So it's a big thing of our customs and culture. So I have to go to them and they spread the table. It's actually very common for many republics that used to be part of like Armenians and Kazakhs and all that. But I think that's enough. So it's for this. I think I've said more than you wanted to hear, but again, this is hosting people, feed people. Even here for many, many years at first, until Mark finally said, you don't have to do it every time, but person comes to, we ask friend to come and, I don't know, hang a picture, I have to make a meal. And so it always shocked my husband, but this is part of what we are, and we got to feed people. And Cooper, to this day, my son, he gets irritated sometimes, and he said, Mom, please, before even his friends come, please don't force food on them. And it's like, no, I'm asking them. No, you're not asking, because you ask, but then you still go and do it. Please have a piece. So it's in us, and it's what we grew up with. So I think it answers it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yes.